And we are now streaming on Facebook. Awesome. Okay. Tiffany, I am so excited that you are here with me today for Mindset Monday. You know, I've been wanting you to come on Mindset Monday and the podcast for a long time. So thank you. Thank you for making time for us and sharing with me and with our tribe your journey. It's just so remarkable. And like I posted last week and this week, when I read your recent post inside the Align and Design Your Life community, I started to cry. I was crying tears of joy, partly because I just love you so much, and partly because witnessing your transformation and seeing firsthand from a friend's point of view and your coach's point of view, where you've been and where you are has just been so heartwarming, so beautiful, so remarkable. And you're the one who's done this. You're the one who has created a life you love. And the fact that you are living in your creations, you're living in what you wanted to manifest, you're experiencing it, and you're here to share it with us. I'm so honored and so grateful to have you with us for this very special Mindset Monday interview. So, Tiffany Gingrich, I would love for you to share with us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Wow. Thank you so much, Christine. I'm so honored to be here with you today. Like, really. So, what I do is I help women and men who feel stuck in their life, whether that be their mindset or their body, their health. I help them to release their limiting beliefs. I help them to stop self sabotaging and begin creating a life that they truly love through better daily habits, learning new, healthy ways of thinking, and experiencing true and lasting change.
Yay. And will you tell us a little bit about, wait, first of all, I want to make sure that people can find you so they can get that lasting change and make those transformations. So before we end our time together today, remind me and I will ask you where everyone can connect with you.
Perfect.
So, okay,
Thank
great, cool. All right. So before you came to, well, it's kind of funny. I want to say before you came to the Alignment Tribe, but really we've been friends for so long that you've watched my whole transformation, right? I mean, when we were first hanging out, our lives were so different than they are now. I know it's kind of funny to think like we were just living such different lives back then. And I know that for you, before you started doing this work with me, you were doing this work on some level already yourself. You've always been someone who's been interested in mindset and manifestation and creation. But before you came into the actual program of Align and Design Your Life, what were you working on? What were your hopes? What were your dreams? What were your desires? Where were you?
Well, I definitely was lost, even with the amount of personal growth and all of the different things that I had done on myself. I felt stuck. I felt like the negative thinking that had plagued me my entire life, since as far as I can remember, really was the driver in my life and controlling my behavior, controlling my surroundings. And even though I was reading every book I could get my hands on and watching every single YouTube video, all the seminars, I walked the fire at Tony Robbins. I mean, I did it all.
Mm-hmm.
I really couldn't implement those things into my life. Um, the self sabotaging patterns would continue to come up. I really didn't feel like a lot of self love my entire life was really about proving to everyone else, here's my image. Am I worthy now? Am I deserving? Am I good enough? And so my entire life was around that. And I sensed that well, I would just say doing this work has brought me to a place where my thought patterns have improved. There's been so many results, but that's what I showed up to the alignment tribe with, those issues.
Yeah, because I think if anybody saw you on the outside, they'd be like, Tiffany's the most positive person. She's always here to lend a hand. She's super helpful to everyone. And, you always had a great image. But underneath, there was still so much self-doubt. And like you said, like that proving that you're worthy of love, or that proving that you're worthy of acceptance. And it's a pattern a lot of people are stuck in. It's unconscious, these patterns that we create. I talk about this sometimes, the 6 false beliefs that when we're kids, we come up with generally what falls into these 6 false beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not perfect. I don't belong. I'm not capable. I'm not significant. And all of us have some flavor of those. And we tend to really focus in on one in particular. And then we build our personality around trying to fix that.
Yes.
Right. So would you say that was a big part of what you were struggling with?
Yes, absolutely. And I really had no idea what I even wanted. My entire life was about, well,
Mm.
what does everybody think I should have and what I should do. So to be asked in the beginning, well, what is it that you really want? What would I create just for fun for my life? I had no idea.
Yeah, I see that all the time with people coming into the alignment tribe, into the program. Is I don't know what I want. Everybody's been telling me who I should be, what I should think, what work I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to want, what material things I want. Like, we're constantly fed this, not in a bad way. It's just, this is how our parents were taught, and how our teachers were taught, and how our whole society functions with these, the ways we're supposed to be. And if it doesn't align with who we really are, there's this constant disconnect.
Yes. It felt selfish to even
Mm.
attempt to go after what I wanted.
Yeah, right. I mean, who are you to just choose what you want for your life?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that chatter that so many of us hear. Who are you to want whatever you want? Who are you to create a life you love? What about everybody else? A lot of people get stuck in that people pleasing, right? I used to get stuck in that image making. If my image just fit what you think is acceptable, then will you love me? Then will you accept me? If I'm just successful enough, if I achieve enough, right? So what were some of the things that you were saying to yourself? How did you feel when you were in that?
I think that I've always had a lot of struggles with self-esteem. And so what I would always kind of say to myself is, who are you? You're an imposter. You pretend like you know what you're doing. You really don't. Um, but a primary thought pattern I had going in my life was I had been seriously injured in a car accident. I had to give up. I was a hairdresser for 18 years. And I lived with such an intense amount of chronic pain that I had began to believe that I was kind of a victim of circumstance. And, I didn't really, I didn't have a lot of belief in myself left as far as would I be able to create a viable business? It just all seemed like, don't you know, you're just going to self sabotage anyway. Don't you
Mm,
know, you're not going to, and so I had a lot of feelings of frustration. I felt frustrated no matter, I worked hard. And no
mm-hmm.
matter how hard I worked, I would find myself still struggling with my money mindset or my bank account or, physical challenges as a result of my injury. And I just could not affect any real change
Yeah.
with my thought patterns.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we know, It's where everything starts, right?
For my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We think it's, I'll just work harder, I'll do more, I'll put in more hours. The behavior's not where things change. The
No.
behavior starts with what we think.
Yes.
Yeah. So my next question, and I'm just, so I have for my beautiful case studies, I love to ask you all some particular questions just so that people can hear for themselves that it's not personal. It's that you chose to do this process and this is what started to shift. But the next question is, how did you come to find the alignment tribe? But I know how that is because we've been friends for so long. But what is it that made you say yes and dive into the work? Like you said, you've already done it all. You've walked on fire. You've read, I mean, you probably could recite Abraham Hicks. Like, I know you know this, the creation, manifestation, mindset stuff. What made you say yes and not like, oh, I've already done this all and none of it works. So why did you choose to say yes?
I knew one missing component for me was having a coach and having someone that was, I can't do this work alone, and I don't know anyone who can.
Yeah.
So I knew what a phenomenal coach you were, but I also had watched the transformation in your life, and I knew that you were just, steps ahead of us. And I thought, well, I knew you before and I knew you after, and I thought, she's implementing this. She's changing her thought patterns. I'm going with her.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it can be, I know I was at a point in my life where I was like, I don't know what else to do. I've done all the things. I've taken the courses, I've read the books, I've listened to the podcast. I too can recite Abraham. What's not working? And when I discovered the realign process, when I created this process and I stopped focusing on what was holding me back and started focusing on what I wanted to create, everything shifted. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to know why I have limiting beliefs. I don't have to unpack them, fix them. I can just choose to allow them to be there, even on some level, and continue to take the action, continue to stay in the creation. So I've seen you do that. And I know that you've had just some incredible results because of that. So tell us what your life is like now. How do you feel now? What do you say to yourself now? What have you been doing? I think everyone would love to know where you've been the last month.
Oh. I've been manifesting, to say the least. Um, this work, when I first began, some of the things that, you would walk us through is, we'd have some visioning, we'd have some pictures of things to look forward to. And I would put mine into a recording and listen to my affirmations or where I'm going in the future. What would my ideal day be like? Things like that. And when I first began this work, when I would listen to the recording, I would feel like, yeah, right. Like any of it could ever happen to me. It's just, it had been a long time for me that I hadn't been experiencing the richness of life, of really enjoying my life. And I am here to report, but I'm not going to get emotional. Let's hope.
You
But
can get emotional. It's all right.
I'm an emotional creature, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm here to report that I began this work in, I believe, June, and every single thing that I had on my vision board and every single thing that I wrote out has all came true, all of it. What I write now on my vision board or in my paper and on my vision board, I'm like, whoa, I better be careful because it's all going to come true. Um, I was able in that short amount. I had been a health and wellness coach for about 4.5 years, and I really was too afraid to go on my own. I didn't have. I believed that my community would pick apart my credentials and say, "Who is she anyway? We don't follow her. We don't do what she does." And I was so wrong. I was able to tap in, through the tools of the program. I was able to tap into finding what exactly do I have to offer the world? Like, I have some gifts. I was born with them. I have some talent, and it was hidden from the world. It was like all in secret.
Mhm.
And I was able to package that into a program and realize that there was all these people who really wanted to pay for what I had to offer. And in an exchange, an energetic exchange of, here's my gifts, I can help transform your life. And people got on board like that. And I suddenly had I have a thriving coaching business that started from zero. And I didn't even know how to create a website. I didn't even know what the word copy meant. Everybody kept saying copy. And I'm like, well, I better learn what copy is. I now have someone who does my copy. I mean, it manifested so quickly. But the beauty of that is it manifested into something that I've been just bursting at the seams to create my whole life. Like, this
Mhm.
is my true nature and purpose. I'm an enthusiastic natural of, I'm like born to be a coach. And
Mhm.
I was too afraid to do it. And, I went and earned a degree in psychology. I did all that. And I was still like, I don't, that doesn't make you a coach. And I stand now through the process, at the other side of the process of going through this. I wanted to manifest a trip, okay? I just wanted to go for a week somewhere. And we put that on my vision board and I looked at it every day. And it turned into 32 days in Mexico, not just in Mexico, but on an island, me living out my true nature and purpose every single day, being present, getting to be a coach, getting to help people with their transformations, and feeling like every single person I have worked with has had a total transformation. I am where I am supposed to be. And while I was there, a secret desire in my heart is, I just wrote it down. I just wrote it down one time. And I just put, I would like to start doing wellness retreats. I mean, someday when I had the funds to do so. Well, that day is now. And I fell in with a group of people there, breathwork coach, yoga instructors, retreat organizers. And they were like, you're the missing link. Why don't you do it with us? And, and I kept saying, I'm a baby. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm brand new in the industry. And they were like, you're exactly what we want. And not only that, but we want to take your course and we want to be a part of it because we need it. Um, so in February, on my birthday, February 5th, I will be leading a 9-day retreat back in Mexico, in Isla Mujeres and in Tulum. And I'm incredibly grateful. And I just need to say it right now in case you don't give me an opportunity later. I've said it to you personally, and I want to say it to you publicly, that I truly believe that as a result of being in align and design your life, I believe that the course of my life, the trajectory of my life is changed forever. I I have created a life that I love, and I am now showing others how to do so, and how we can all live in our true nature and purpose. We're allowed to be happy. We're allowed to create goodness. And I'm just incredibly grateful for that. So thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Because you saying yes allows me to live in my true nature and purpose, and I'm crying again because I'm just so overjoyed. I always knew that you had that in you. I knew that you had it in you to create the life that you wanted and to make that impact and to just love yourself and be in your true nature, be that enthusiastic, energetic, bright, shining light that you are. And when we step into that true nature, when we just say, you know what, this is who I am, this is how I feel the most at home in my own skin, and this is who I'm being in my work, in my relationships, in my personal life, in my business, it's like everything starts to open up. You begin to just enjoy each day because you're being true to you. And it's so amazing to see. I love that you were able to spend time in a warm place. I know that really helps with your with the recovery from the accident and being able to go back in February when it's the coldest here in Ohio. And I want to come. I want to come to your retreat. So you kind of touched on it, but like, what's possible for you now?
I just put my seatbelt on every day because I'm like, wow. Uh, you know, I've never been on a podcast in my life. This would be like my first. And I'm on 5 podcasts this month. And I just say yes because what else am I going to say? And people, what I believe is next for my life, which therefore I guess it'll come true, is I'm going to do more of, building my business so that it's sustainable for myself so that I can continue to offer this gift to others. I want to grow more into doing wellness retreats and things like that. But I think that the biggest gift of all of this is that, well, I'm going to cry. But I wake up excited every single day. Now, I did have a good natural baseline before doing this work, and it's probably because of all the work, and I had a lot of practices to follow and a lot of spirituality, but I still would wake up with a sense of dread, a
Mhm.
sense of frustration that my life wasn't where I wanted it to be. And I wake up today excited. I like cannot wait to come into my office, and I've created it to be all vibey and happy, and this is where the magic happens. And I do spend a lot of time in here because I'm so excited about all of the opportunities that have been unfolding. But the biggest opportunity, as where I stand from the way I see it, is I have been freed up and given permission and given myself full permission to live a life that I love,
Yeah.
a life that is full of friendship and community and love and being real, being my authentic self, finding my own breakthroughs and then leading people through them, and living a life that I just feel so much total gratitude for. And that is a gift that, how do you pay anyone back for that? So I'm incredibly incredibly grateful.
That's so awesome. I just love that. I love that in this work, we're able to do two things: create what we want while we love the life we have. And I think that's such a big shift for so many people because we're often taught that we set a goal or we have an outcome because then once we reach that, then we'll get to feel the way we want to feel.
Yes.
Right? Like once I have success, then I'll feel secure. Once I have a relationship, then I'll feel loved. And we keep thinking that how we want to feel is going to happen as a result of a circumstance or a situation or a goal being met. And what we come to realize is that it's our choice today. And we can live a life that, we're creating what we want. And some of those creations come to pass, some don't. Either way, we're still if we have today, right? We're consciously choosing to live a life we love, to be in our true nature, to be the powerful creators of our life. And when we get to wake up every morning feeling that way, regardless of the circumstances, I
Yes.
mean, isn't that a life well lived?
I love it. One
It's
of the things that I got the words from you, and I use them daily, is when I am loving myself fully and completely, then there is nothing from the outside that can affect that or can change that. And that's how I feel doing this work every day. It doesn't matter anything external. None of it matters anymore because I get to choose.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. That is what being the powerful creator of your life is all about. It's choosing. And it's just so beautiful to see. I love it. I love it. I love you. If you could go back, this is our last question. If you could go back and give yourself some advice from maybe 3 months ago or maybe 6 months ago, what advice would that be?
It is possible. What you want, you can have. It is possible. Ask for some help, AKA align and design your life. I mean, And, do this for yourself. Do this for yourself, because 6 months ago, Tiffany, who you are is perfect just as you are. Let's just
Yeah.
do this work and you're going to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing with us so honestly and vulnerably your journey. It's so beautiful to see. And I would love for people to be able to connect with you and learn more about you, your journey, your work, your retreats. I'm sure plenty of people would love to escape the cold and go to Mexico for a wellness retreat. So where can people find you? What's a great way for them to connect?
They could find me on Instagram at tiffany.gingrich, or my website is tiffanygingrich.com.
Awesome. Great. And we'll put links in the group and on the podcast for people to come and find you. So thank you again for being a part of our case studies. Like, I've been wanting you to come on for a long time. And when I saw you sitting on the beach in Mexico, just living your best life, I messaged you. I'm like, as soon as you're back, you're coming on. You're coming
And
on
I
to
said,
Mindset
oh,
Monday.
I'm ready.
Yeah, because I want people to see what's possible.
Yeah.
I want people to see that there's nothing wrong with you. You've just been stuck in a way of thinking or an old structure, and you can change that. You can change it. You can create what you want and create new ways of thinking and feeling and acting that bring you anything that you want, and you get to love yourself and the life that you're creating today. So thank you for being an example for others. You and I have both been through so much in our lives. It's a miracle to me that we're both here in this place, living in our true nature and purpose. And I'm just so grateful you've been on this journey with me. Really, since I moved to Cincinnati, for a long time, we've been through a lot, and I'm excited to see where we both continue to go, because I think there's no limits. There's no limits.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you.
I
I love
you
you.
so much.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Mindset Monday. We really appreciate you being here. We'll be back next week. I'll be talking about something. I don't know. Haven't thought about it yet. But if you have something that you would like some help with, if you have a mindset issue, a shift, something that you want, go ahead and post it in the group. The Alignment Tribe group is here for you. It's here for you to be able to get that community, to get the coaching, to get what you need to start making progress, to start creating what you want while you love the life you have. So let us know. I would love to support you. I'll create the Mindset Mondays around what it is that you need. So go ahead and post in the group. Let us know, and we'll see you next week. We're live every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern inside the group, and then we leave the replays up so you can always come back and watch as well. So thank you so much.